Hey there, I'm Veronica Isles. I'm here to help make your life better. So, what can I help you manifest today? What's on your mind? Let's talk. Okay, so these manifesting sessions are completely impromptu. They're not planned, they're not scheduled in advance. The only way to, in fact, learn about them is to be subscribed to my channel and to also have YouTube notify you as to when, well, I go online live. I don't even know when I go online live, so I can't tell you in advance. It's not something I know. It's very spontaneous each and every time. And I hope that I can help as many people as possible during every session. So today's session, well, you get to pick the topic. And I'm so happy to be with you today. Studywithveronica.com is where you can get my free course and get my personal mentorship as well. Hi, Cole. Hi, Marie Alexis. If you would like a coaching question answered, just ask. And I would be happy to try to provide the most insightful advice as I possibly can. And hopefully, even if it's not your question being asked, the information can resonate with you. The interesting thing about manifesting is that, well, every single desire, the process is actually the same thing. So it doesn't matter what you are manifesting in your life, the process to draw it into existence is the same for every single desire. And it's important to remember that you're manifesting already, whether you want to admit this or not. So, really, all you're doing is deliberately harnessing your creative input in your life, which you're already doing. So, when you choose to deliberately manifest something, there's nothing wrong about it because, well, you're manifesting anyway. So, why shouldn't you pick? Hi, Susan. Hi, Ivan. Marie Alexis has a question. What would you suggest to get back into the manifestation energy when you feel so burned out? Okay, so if you feel burned out, that means you feel like life has let you down, or maybe it might even be that you feel burned out from trying so hard to manifest something and not getting anywhere. So I think that you can get back into the manifestation energy, the high vibe energy, by deciding to approach life with a fresh set of eyes. So you're not really going to do the same techniques that maybe made you feel burned out before in the past. You're not going to adopt the same mental habits or the same sort of manifestation rhythm because honestly, there is no one size fits all. So manifesting can be a combination of a lot of different deliberate techniques. There's nothing that says you have to say affirmations to manifest something or even do visualization. Like those can be fun, but there's nothing that's required of you except to embody the results of what you intend to manifest. So, how you get there is completely up to you. And it's really about listening to your own intuition. So, what would make you feel calm, confident, at ease? And I think that if you aim for those sensations, the high vibe energy will come as a natural extension of it. But I wouldn't push yourself or force yourself to try to jump into the high vibe energy, especially when you feel burned out and exhausted. I would let yourself get there in your own time and let it be like just this magical moment where suddenly you feel excited and the momentum is starting to build because once things start happening, then you're going to feel that excitement like, wow, things are changing in the right direction. And you're going to get pumped up naturally. Like, you don't have to force yourself to feel that way. It's also not a requirement to feel high vibe energy in order to embody the end result. The end result is a feeling of relief, not necessarily high vibe. High vibe is fun. Like if I feel really high and elated, like I feel like on top of the world. But you can't be that 24/7. And so don't try to aim for that. Try to aim for relaxed, content, fresh set of eyes. So releasing old baggage of failure and disappointment. Hi, Veronica. I cannot pronounce your name, so I'm just going to call you EE101. Joan, hi, Veronica. This next one, I don't even know how to begin to say it. It's different characters that I can't even identify. But hi. Ivan, what happens if you're trying to manifest something but it hasn't worked yet? Do you keep trying or do you just let it go? Um, that is an interesting thing. So, letting go is something that you detachment. I'm not sure that that is what you meant by this question. No, what I think you meant by letting go is no longer wanting it. And I think that you should never sort of give up on aspects of your life you want to create better. So if it hasn't worked yet, it doesn't mean it's not possible. Now, if it hasn't worked yet, it may be that you're too attached to needing it to be a certain specific way. And that may be causing a feeling of resistance or causing sort of a delay of sorts. But if it hasn't worked yet, ask yourself, am I too attached? Do I feel unworthy in some way? Have I not let go during the process? And what I mean by that is just allowed yourself to feel at ease. When we're trying to manifest something, sometimes we feel this like energy of needing to fix something or something is pending, like we don't feel settled. We don't allow ourselves to feel settled until it actually happens, but it's never going to actually happen until we can feel settled and in place. And I'll give you a good analogy. When you're falling asleep at nighttime, if you sort of are on edge or sort of gripping onto this idea of needing to sleep, like say you know you have to wake up early and you're a little bit panicked, like afraid you won't be able to fall asleep, and you're trying to focus on falling asleep so much. Like the moment you end up falling asleep is when you kind of let go and you let yourself relax into the moment. So it's very much like falling asleep. And maybe there's a reason that it's very similar to falling asleep. Maybe we're just in a dream all day long. Do you see what I mean? There's a dream element of it. I'm not saying that reality isn't real. I'm just saying that there's a certain similarity between manifestation, allowing yourself to feel the end result and letting go or detaching in a way, and also falling asleep at nighttime. It's this surrendering. If you don't surrender to the sleep, you're not going to fall asleep. You will literally stay up all night. I'm sure everyone has experienced that at some point where you've been up all night because you've refused to let go, like the need to control. Angela, does eating clean help you manifest quicker? In all honesty, I mean, eating clean is kind of subjective because one person's version of eating clean could be another person's version of, I guess, eating dirty. That was a little humorous. I know it's not really eating dirty, but dirty and clean. But my clean eating may not be the same as yours. All I know is for me, and I do feel more aligned to my creative energy and more clear inside when I eat fruits and vegetables. Not really any salt, no sugar, no caffeine, no processed food. I am a strict vegan. So I really do think that there's a correlation between ingesting dead animals that suffered and sort of your ability to harness love and creativity. I mean, the two don't really go hand in hand. Now, anyone can debate this with me. Like I said, this idea of clean eating, if you look up clean eating on YouTube, it may not be the clean eating I just suggested. So everybody's got their own perspective, but I'm just saying this is mine. And I do think this has a lot to do with the fact that I don't I feel like I haven't really aged. Maybe I have. I don't know. I just people tell me that I haven't changed much. You can look at my old videos on YouTube, and I mean the setup is different. Maybe my hair color is a little bit different, although I don't think it is. Maybe I do my makeup a little bit different, but I think it's pretty similar. I do think that there is a correlation between aging. Like, I don't ingest any sort of animal products. Really think that sort of speeds up the aging process. I know it has a lot to do with disease. I know that's a scientific fact, so it's not just something I'm making up. Okay, EE101 again. Oh, oh, Ed Gem. Oh, is that how I say it? Okay. Oh, wow, I just lost it. Okay. I have been manifesting process for an ASP that I've been in no contact with since 5 years. Nothing changed. Do you think it's not working? For anyone that's been trying to manifest something for 5 years, I don't think anything should take 5 years, and I'm not saying that you're doing a bad job. Maybe there's something that needs to be gained or needs to be learned. So if for anyone that's been trying to manifest something for a really, really, really long time, personally, I wouldn't wait on one person for 5 years. It could be that you're sort of waiting on them, to complete you in some way. Uh, have you explored this idea that potentially someone else could make you happy? Now it's interesting because, that removes the person from the pedestal, and a lot of times when you do that, then the intended SP does show up. But it's like breaking out of the rhythm, whatever you've been doing for the last 5 years. If you've been trying to manifest something for 5 years, I definitely would kind of drop it, if that makes sense. Like, how many more techniques can you really do? How many more are really needed at that point? At that point, it's more so about cleaning up limiting beliefs and allowing yourself to get into a feeling where you're moving forward, where you can actually receive this manifestation. So, if nothing has changed, have you changed in the last 5 years? I think that's a really good question. Do you feel different about yourself? Do you feel ready for love? Is there a part of you that's maybe attached to this idea of manifesting this person? Like, does it feel like part of your persona or part of who you are? Almost like you would be lost without needing to manifest them. Almost like you wouldn't know what to do with them if you actually got it. But really ask yourself all of these questions. These are just general ideas, and maybe none of them apply to you, or maybe all of them apply to you. But this really goes for anything that you've been stuck at for a really long time. And maybe, you know, maybe there's a reason that it's taken this long. Maybe there's something to be learned, to be gained. I would surrender yourself and say, what can I learn? What am I missing here? I'm open to learning it. And I don't need this for dear life. I feel my life is complete and perfect already. I would love to have this happen though, and I know that I'm worth it happening. What if it happened, what if a breakthrough came quick? But definitely don't keep staying stuck in the same manifesting routine for that many years. Because if you just keep doing the same thing and expecting a new result, if the new result is never going to come, you do have to kind of surrender yourself to it at some point, kind of like the falling asleep analogy. So you kind of just let go and you say, well, I'm going to have a good life regardless. And wow, this person, it's their loss. How many times do you say that? I think people who are manifesting a specific person think they can't say that. They think they can't say, "Well, it's their loss, they're not with me," because then it almost feels like they're downing their specific person. They're so afraid to say anything that will potentially keep them away, but I think when you empower yourself to realize you're worth it, then you're no longer waiting on that person, and then that person shows up. Sometimes I feel I going to keep us in suspense. If manifesting had a voice, I know that the manifestation is all about taking action. Is it? Let's see. What shall I take as an action? Someone that basically is not in my life. I feel the manifestation is not working. You know what? All of the action happens within you. So, how can you emulate what you would be like if you had everything in your life, including this relationship? And don't just make it about the relationship because then it feels like you're only doing this for her. I'm guessing it's a her. Maybe not. It's a him. I don't know. I don't know the genders here. The SP. Uh, taking action. You know what? Manifesting is interesting because if you feel a certain way inside, doesn't matter what action you take, you'll still get the same result. So it's not so much about needing to take the right specific action or seizing a moment of inspired action. It's a more about how do you feel inside? So what actions can you take inside to make yourself worthy of the dream relationship? So not even the SP, but worthy of the relationship, of being loved. Do you feel worthy of being loved? What actions can you take to better your life right now or to emulate your ideal life, your mental habits, how you speak to yourself? Not constantly thinking about it is the way to go. Yes, Ed Gem, we read that one already. Thank you. What's the best affirmation to manifest money? What if money came to me right now? What if I manifested $100,000 overnight? That's my new favorite one. What if I received money in unexpected and lovely ways? What if money adored me and worshiped me and wanted to be with me and wanted me to spend it? That's a good one. Hi, Ray. I guess this person knows Ray. Hi, Ray. Hi, Sam. I'm Sam. Okay. Hi, Sam. I tried manifesting a specific person a couple of times and it threw them off more. They just disappeared from my life. I felt, let's see, when I never thought of it, they came in front of me. Surreal. You know what? If you find things are getting worse when you're trying to manifest something, it may be that you're holding too much importance on it. When we see it as like the answer to our prayers, we tend to push it away from us because you are the answer to your prayers, really. But you know what? I would play around with this. Try to manifest other things too so you can understand better how manifesting works. Uh, when you try to manifest something, especially in terms of a person or behavior from a person or something you want from a person, don't expect to see immediate results. Also, don't pester them and see if the results are happening. Like if you're trying to manifest a specific person, don't suddenly start texting them and then wondering why they're not responding in the way that you had envisioned. Like that's not going to work. So you kind of just have to let them be and let it come to you naturally. When you least expect it is when it will happen. So again, when you're kind of surrendered to the idea that it's inevitable, that things are going to work out, then the results just find their way to you. Finding Dory. I like the yellow heart. Yellow is one of my favorite colors. Sometimes we can manifest the opposite. You know what? Sometimes we do see contrast, and it isn't that we manifested the opposite, but more so that there is something to be learned or gained from this contrast. So instead of resenting it and saying, I manifested wrong, whenever I try to manifest, I see the opposite. Instead, ask yourself, what is the opposite trying to show me, trying to teach me? So instead of hating on it and getting all mad and fired up, just look at whatever is currently being presented to you because it's happening for a reason. There's a reason why specific circumstances are in your life, why people are showing up in the way they are. And if you can understand what you're seeing and maybe what is, causing, what is it within you that needs to be healed? It can help you better get to the next level. Finding Dory said, I look amazing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, wait, it keeps jumping around. Wow, there's a lot of questions. Let's see. I guess that's because people aren't at work right now. Taxi C. I feel like Taxi C was at another live show. Hi, Veronica. Can you talk about feeling capable when manifesting? Seems like it's at the core of it. Capable to accomplish the manifestation. How do you manifest being capable? For instance, with money. Well, you just pose these questions. I like questions because they allow for deliberate contemplation by just posing a question. So, what if I was able to have, I don't know, $100,000 a week? What if I was capable of having more money? What if I was capable of having a bigger house? What if I could easily afford a luxury car? These are questions. You just sort of you know that you're feeling more capable when your mind literally feels like it's expanding, like it's expanding in new ways. There's probably a scientific explanation for that. Maybe where you're like creating new something, pathways or something in your brain. I don't know. But you'll feel the difference. You can definitely feel something like opening. It's like this feeling of, being closed off and everything open. It's kinda like when the windows are open and the fresh air is coming through. So it's like that as opposed to all of the windows being shut and like the storm windows on and being like and they're painted. Have you ever had windows painted shut? Can't even open them and there's storm windows on it? That's like the feeling of being closed off. So completely open, the fresh air is flowing, it's a beautiful day. Sort of like that feeling. But you know what? You won't feel 100% capable of having it until it actually happens. So all we're really doing is posing these questions and these ideas and trying to talk ourselves through of what it would be like and using other people as role models, trying to not get frustrated about money, trying to not hate on money, trying to avoid reinforcing these judgments that people who have money are awful. Because we love, or at least the mass majority of people who don't have money love to judge people with money. I feel like that's a big topic, like a big gossip topic to talk about rich people and all the things that they're buying and how horrible they are and how, they're spending money so stupid. I spent $50,000 on a shirt. What an idiot. I just feel like I've heard people in my life say stuff like that. It's like if you're judging other people how they're spending money and they're spending money lavishly, like how do you expect to have more money? So just be really aware of what your relationship is with money. And those are sort of like the go-to statements. So if you heard someone was buying, I don't know, a shirt for $50,000, it's really extravagant, by the way. If you heard this, would you be like, wow, that's idiotic? Or go you, you obviously have a lot of money if you can do that. Yes. Okay. Hi, Veronica. It is always such a pleasure to see you. Thank you for the support you give everyone. That is such a nice thing to say. Thank you for being here, Nicole. Let's see, Jin Cal. I just love you. Helping me feel happy. I want everyone right now to feel happy. I want them to feel hopeful. I want to inspire you to live your best life ever and to give you a little pick me up of energy right now. And that's why I like coming online live because it allows me to personally connect with you in real time and sort of pump you up. Maybe you were having a bad day, but now you feel a little bit brighter. So, absolutely. Let's see. Titania, Queen of the Fae. That is a great name. I'm in the process of manifesting my husband back since Mother's Day. Okay. There has been rumors of a third party. Who cares about the third party? I haven't talked to him in 2 weeks because I'm mad. Okay. At him, but I am impatient. What can I do? It's fine to be impatient about a manifestation. I don't think that impatience necessarily has to hold it back. Like you want something badly, you want it now. Why should you have to wait? But that doesn't mean that you don't make peace with the process. So, yes, you are impatient. You want it badly. It's important to you, but you're not going to resent the current moment and see it as awful and refuse to feel good until it happens. So, definitely, if there's a third party involved, don't jump to this idea of needing to do third party removal videos because, well, there's a reason why I don't really make those. I feel like I made a couple, but if you watch them, they aren't really like the other kind of third party removal videos that you see. Because I feel like, well, if you just are manifesting love and embodying love, well, then there wouldn't be a third party by default. So let's cut out the middleman. And also, what I dislike about trying to manifest a third party away is in no way does that imply manifesting a strong love relationship with the person that you want. And I've seen this before, and it's really unfortunate. I've seen people focus so hard on getting rid of the third party, and they do. And then you know what happens? Then there's just another third party that takes the person's place. And then it's back to square one. I've seen that happen so many times. So when you're trying to manifest something, look to the end result. This isn't just about third parties, but it's like, don't look to fixing what you think the fix is. Instead, go to what you're ultimately trying to accomplish. So if there's a third party in the situation, you want to be with this person. So you're blaming the third party for standing in the way. Let's just cut to the chase and manifest love. Even just receiving love, which implies the specific person without the resistance. So don't micromanage and try to figure it out and do the steps. Just get to the end. You haven't talked to him in 2 weeks. That's okay. You can be mad at him, but also see him as capable of giving you exactly what you want and also missing you. I mean, Mother's Day, I know our Mother's Day. I don't know which country's Mother's Day we're speaking of. I don't know where Titania, Queen of the Fae, lives. Maybe she lives in another realm where Mother's Day is a completely different time and month. I don't know. I'm getting silly now. I shouldn't get silly. Okay, but our Mother's Day, the United States Mother's Day, because that's where I live. I think it's in May. Yes, the first week in May, the first Sunday in May. That's it. Okay. And well, that's several months. But you know what? If you have to wait several months for something and you are currently trying to reconcile with someone else, instead of resenting this time apart, imagine that you're learning and growing during this time and that there's a purpose for this time apart. It wasn't just to put you through hell, it was so that you could learn and grow and level up. So, I want you to focus on good things being able to happen to you, manifesting an even better relationship than before, and everything making sense in time. What do you suggest to stimulate inspiration? Be open to it. I mean, I don't know what kind of inspiration you are sort of referring to, but inspiration, I think it's like that quiet voice that we tend to drown out because we're so, we're if we're trying to manifest inspiration, we might get sort of mad, like, where's the inspiration? Or get anxious, like, will I be able to find the inspiration when the inspiration is quietly trying to speak to us underneath? So try to really tap into that still voice inside of you that's gently trying to communicate with you, the voice of your higher self, which is always communicating with you. It never abandons you. It's never not there. It's just a lot of times drowned out by all of your emotions and your strong emotions, and you're just not listening. It's like it's desperately trying to communicate with you, but it's so soft, it's so gentle that you're not you're listening to the bold voices instead. But inspiration is there. I think relaxation exercises like meditation, listening to music that maybe makes you feel good, maybe go out on a walk and listen to nature, watch a sunset, and I bet you anything you'll find inspiration in whatever it is you're trying to be inspired by, or to maybe you're trying to write a book. I don't know. AMD 137, when manifesting a specific amount of money, what's your best advice for this when logic gets in the way? Yes, it does feel like at times it's illogical to manifest a certain amount of money overnight because you say to yourself, well, how on earth am I how is that going to be delivered to me? Like, that just doesn't make sense. But money is subjective, and you can prove this by remembering how much things cost, I don't know, 10 years ago. Everything is always costing a different amount of money at a different time. Even look at the housing market right now. Like, houses are worth so much more than they really should be. So, like, the value of money changes all the time. It's very much a subjective thing. So if I said to myself, I want to manifest $1 million a day. Like, if I can feel myself worthy of that, why couldn't I receive that? I mean, I'm just throwing out a hypothetical number. Pick a number that you truly want, that truly resonates with you, that truly is in harmony with the kind of money that you want to spend. Um, to spend $1 million a day would be a lot of spending. I feel like that'd be more like saving. That amount of money might be overwhelming for most people. Like, they could say, well, I would love to manifest that. But if you really had that much money, I think someone who wasn't in a mental place to receive it would probably blow that money because they wouldn't feel worthy of it. And it was like they would have to get rid of it. It's almost like lottery winners. And this happens a lot. You can watch documentaries on people that have blown their lottery winnings and are now destitute. And that's because they, like, didn't have the self-concept to hold on to it, and it was almost like they had to get rid of it as fast as possible. So they ended up buying, like, ridiculously stupid things, like, really idiotic things, and the money just vanished. But I think, the interesting thing about money is, though, like, why do you even have to set a number? You really don't. How about just manifesting more money than I could ever spend in a lifetime? Like, there's really no logic on that because you're just saying, it's so much money that I have enough for all of my needs, all of my debts, giving it away. It's more than I can ever spend in a lifetime. So that might feel more comforting. So whatever wording allows you to generate those feelings, it's totally fine. Thank you so much, Clara. Marie Alexis, great Q, AMD. Uh, Hi, Veronica. How can I manifest a job for me and my boyfriend? You know what? By knowing that your perfect jobs exist and someone wants to hire you. I mean, I know that there's plenty of people right now that are short staffed. So clearly, like they need to hire qualified people. So whatever kind of job, I don't know, maybe you're looking for a general job or maybe you're looking for a specific job, but that job needs you and that's like reality. That's not far-fetched, like it literally needs you. And to try to tap into this feeling of being needed instead of, "Oh my god, are they gonna hire me? Oh my god, I need this job so badly because I need to pay the bills." What about, the job needs me? The job, they're lucky to have me. They feel so excited they hired me. They want to hire me. The people involved in the hiring process see that special something in me. And they feel so lucky that they interviewed me. And you can do this for your boyfriend too. And you could do this with your boyfriend. Have sort of like you know, a back and forth sort of dialogue of this idea of the jobs needing you. Okay, so we are going to close up for now. Studywithveronica.com is the free course and also my personal mentorship, which is available for a limited time. I do want to say limited. Have an amazing rest of your day. May all of your dreams come true.